There is something deeply unsettling about Revelation 14. The 144,000 are sealed. They stand with the Lamb. They're called Firstfruits. But Revelation never says that they survive. But many people aren't asking this question, because throughout Revelation, those that are closest to the Lamb are not always protected from death. It says they're faithful unto it. So here's the question that most people completely avoid. Are the 144,000 preserved or prepared? Are they protected from martyrdom, or are they consecrated for it? And before you answer too quickly, remember, in Revelation, being sealed does not always mean being spared. We'll come back to this. Revelation 7 says, I heard the number of the sealed, 144,000. They're sealed before the winds of judgment are released. This is protection language, preservation language. But then something strange happens. Immediately after the sealing vision, John sees this, a great multitude that no one could number, clothed in white robes. And when he asks who they are, the answer is this. These are the ones coming out of the great tribulation. Notice it doesn't say escaping it. It says coming out of it. So this creates a tension in the text. We have a sealed group, a suffering multitude, both standing before the throne. And Revelation never explicitly tells you whether they are separate. Hold this thought for a moment. In Ezekiel 9, a mark is placed on the foreheads of the righteous before God's judgment falls on Jerusalem. However, the mark does not remove them from the city. It just distinguishes them during the judgment. Sealing in biblical theology is not about evacuation. It's about identification. In Revelation 6, we meet martyrs under the altar crying out for God's justice. They're not failures. They're not abandoned by God. They are faithful witnesses. And the Greek word for witnesses is actually martyrs. Revelation consistently portrays the faithful as those who conquer by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. For they love their lives even unto death. This phrase, even unto death, should echo in your mind when you read Revelation 14. Revelation 14's firstfruits have been redeemed for mankind as firstfruits to God and to the Lamb. Firstfruits were not symbolic trophies. They were actually offerings presented at the altar before the full harvest comes in. In temple language, firstfruits were consecrated specifically to God. They're set apart, belonging wholly to Him. Now ask yourself, if the Lamb stands as slain and the 144,000 follow the Lamb wherever He goes, well, where does the Lamb go? The Lamb goes through suffering before glory. Revelation never separates priesthood from sacrifice. But does that mean necessarily martyrdom? Not yet. We're not finished. One scholar argues that Revelation actually portrays the slain believers as sharing in Christ's victory, so that their death is actually not defeat, but vindication. While another says that the martyrs function as witnesses whose deaths authenticate their testimony. And Revelation calls the church to participate in the Lamb's faithful witness, even to the point of death. Now notice a reoccurring pattern in the book of Revelation. The beast kills, the faithful endure. Then the faithful appear in heaven. Revelation 12, it says that the dragon wages war against the woman's offspring, which are those who keep the commandments of God and hold to the testimony of Jesus. While Revelation 13 then says that the beast is allowed to make war on the saints. Then Revelation 20 shows those beheaded for their testimony of Jesus, who then reign with Christ. So Revelation does not portray survival as the primary victory. It portrays endurance as victory. So if the 144,000 are the ultimate faithful remnant, is it consistent with Revelation's theology that they will be exempt from this pattern? Or does Revelation's narrative suggest that they would fulfill it? So here's what is mind-blowing. The 144,000 are seen sealed on the earth in Revelation 7, standing with the Lamb on Mount Zion in Revelation 14. But Revelation actually never narrates how they move from one scene to the other. It doesn't give a smooth transition. No survival account, no escape story, no rapture language, no battle narrative. There's simply 1 minute on earth, the next minute before the Lamb. Just like the martyrs under the altar were suddenly before the throne. Revelation compresses time and it collapses the usual process. It just shows the outcome. So the silence between the sealing and then the standing before the throne should feel intentional, unresolved, you could say. So there are two major theological readings. One is that the 144,000 are preserved physically through the tribulation. Two is that the 144,000 represent the faithful who endure even unto death. And here's another possibility. It's that the sealing doesn't guarantee the avoidance of death, but it guarantees covenant belonging to God. In Revelation, death is not seen as defeat. It's seen as vindicated witness. If the Lamb conquers by being slain, and the 144,000 follow him wherever he goes, then martyrdom would not contradict their sealing. It would actually fulfill their priestly identity. So are the 144,000 martyrs? Revelation doesn't give a neat answer. And maybe John did this intentionally, because the question is not ultimately about them. It's about this. If sealing does not mean escape, and if priesthood implies sacrifice, if following the Lamb includes suffering, then the real question is not, will the 144,000 die? The real question is this: what does it mean to be sealed in an apocalyptic age? Revelation never promises believers comfort. It promises them vindication. And maybe that's the tension that we are meant to feel. Watch this video next, and I'll see you there.